arrow worms.
Yeah, I don't think they would be arrow worms. They seem to be holding position much better than arrow worms.
You can see the different fins also.
Yep, and the fins. Arrow worms are kind of tumble through the water column.
And they have more pronounced head structures.
Yeah, bristles on the head parts. Yep. Well, that was interesting.
Nice nursery for 'em.
Thank you, pilots, for zooming in.
Great. Anything else here?
I think
that's
so,
it.
yeah.
Yep. We want to make sure we can keep moving and
Sure. Yep.
give us some time to look at some other things as we move upslope.
Absolutely.
Lights clear.
Okay. And you can bring lasers back on too. I'm going to start coming up a little bit. We don't want to look at this urchin, I take it we've already seen?
We've seen this urchin.
Great, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me... Perfect.
For the shore side team, since we are a little bit deeper today, we anticipate having to be off bottom somewhere in the 3:30 range local time. So that's 2:30 Eastern time.
Perfect.
But that's of course dependent on the exact depth that we're at when we pull off bottom, and we'll be able to update you, but it will be a little bit of a shorter dive today.
We'd like to thank all the people that are tuning in, especially those who are watching from the United States and Puerto Rico, St. Croix, also Colombia, and the Gulf and Caribbean Fisheries Institute meeting. Welcome.
It's a bit of a trade-off when we're doing these deep dives on these very steep slopes. There's another crab in the top, just coming into the frame now, top right.
Orange crab, top right.
Copy that.
Maybe we can just get a snap zoom on that. I think it's similar to the one we saw near the bottom.
Yeah, you just want to do a quick snap zoom. I think they just want for ID.
Yeah, so it looks like squat lobster, possibly Munidopsis. Thanks, I think that looks good.
Great.
And so I was talking about trade-offs. You know, we have a pretty ambitious dive track for the topography today. We're trying to accomplish about 400 meters. About 400 meters of vertical distance, which is quite a bit, and about 750 meters or so of horizontal distance. And at the same time, we're noticing that a lot of the things in this area are either very translucent or small, so we want to scrutinize as much as possible and balance out those two objectives. Another sponge. Right, this one looks different as well.
Do this one? Up close?
Sure.
Okay.
So this looks reminiscent of that stock debris that was covered with debris not too long ago. It's more of a funnel shaped, I would say.
And then there's something to the left of it as well, something round we can look at afterwards. What is it at now? What's it picked up from? Go ahead, video. Kill lasers.
So this looks like a different sponge
good
that
to know,
we've seen
15 to 18.
Yeah.
than we've seen so far today.
And you could see all the
Might want to ask if there's like a squall head or something.
Might be a
something,
polychaete
yeah,
in there.
in
Yeah.
there.
It definitely looks like it has some volume to it. It's not just a single planar sponge. It has some three-dimensionality.
It's a perfect structure for something small to hide in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Polychaete or shrimp or... That's right.
Video's clear.
Okay. Come on.
All set back here,
I
thanks.
saw something to the left over here too when we come out.
I think it might be a sponge we saw earlier. Yeah, there's these
Is this
opaque,
the jelly sponge?
opaque, yeah, ball-like sponges.
It is, guys. Yeah, go ahead. Let's get the lights on for this one probably too, right, video?
Yes.
A lot of these animals have this debris or detritus growing on it.
Right. Yeah.
Get stable here.
This might be a smaller glass sponge.
Yeah, very tough to tell when they're so small.
Is that
Yeah,
a skeleton of possibly a cup coral to the
Yeah,
left?
I was just looking at that, one to the left and possibly one to the right. Very degraded, but difficult to say what they could be. They look very degraded in that they've started to discolor already. So indicative that it's likely been down here for quite a while, but it doesn't appear to be living. In fact, this also looks part like a cup coral skeleton covered in manganese. Yeah. So I don't see a sieve plate on the sponge. But it's
Video's clear.
has very poor contrast here. So we'll try and see if we can find another one, and
Yeah.
we'll move
Okay,
on
yeah,
from here.
come on out. You can turn the brights off. Great. Here's the... I'm just going to try and see what that structure is over there. Looks like maybe some more corals back there.
Looks like it's becoming more rocky and less.
That's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
This is where we might see more attached fauna.
Looks there's some branching.
Corals at the bottom edge.
Looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
Oh, and there's
look down there.
a
Yeah, maybe just from a distance.
Sure. I can go get these ones that are right on the edge here first.
Yep. We can. I think we can snap on those. I think we've seen them already, but
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep, we'll come back. That's good.
looks like it might be a stock
Car
sponge.
picks up right here too a little bit. Okay, video. Let's start coming in.
yeah, I would say stylastrids also. Yep. In the background, there's a bamboo coral, most likely single branch. It looks very similar to the other bamboos we've been seeing. Although we're not going to be able to get over there, we can at least get an image from a distance. So this particular stylastrid is likely in the So this particular stylastrid is likely in the genus Crypthelia. It's one we've seen quite extensively in this area. Could be a different species.
Oh, okay.
But, well, I think we'll have to, it's farther off in the distance, so we'll have to just be satisfied with the imagery for now, and we'll see if we see another.
This is going to be a really steep cliff feature here. There's probably a lot of cool stuff on there as well.
Okay. We can do a quick zoom here video for the one in the back.
Yeah, this looks like a stalk sponge, and then behind it is a holothurian, a sea cucumber.
This is one of the more substantial stalked organisms we've seen.
Copy that.
Has a real defined stalk. You don't see them usually this long.
Right.
Come out just a little
So
bit,
it's either been here a very short time, growing very fast, which is unlikely, or it's a sponge that has been extremely lucky in not being hit by any falling debris or material from the sharp cliff above.
Okay.
We've seen what look like displaced
turn up
or fallen
real steep slope
boulders so far.
So yeah, we saddle back over to starboard. Let's get lined up with this.
Absolutely.
And Pilot, you mentioned something about the current. Would you be able to tell us maybe the direction? And
there's not a whole lot of current. There was just a little current right there where there was that edge that dipped back in. It was just coming around there.
Okay.
Slightly more. I mean, it's not enough to really mention even.
Okay.
Copy that, Nav. Thanks.
Can we get a snap zoom on this other stalked sponge?
Sure can. Let me just come.
This looks a little bit different.
Sirius is lined up with that steep feature now.
So it reminds me of Caulophacus or something like that.
Looks like there's a bamboo coral above it.
Yep.
You want to see that as well afterwards, Schwarzleaks?
I'll hold my judgment because it could be a Quercigorgiid. You never know.
Yeah.
This is very reminiscent of Caulophacus.
I think this is also a new one for the expedition so far. We haven't.
Was it? I thought we saw one a bit earlier, but not with this kind of stalk. This is very, very well articulated stalk. And then as we're zooming out to the top left, I thought I saw a more substantial branching structure. We can scan as we move out.
Right over there?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I have noticed more and more of these old cup corals. Nothing living yet, but things that have probably been here for a very long time. A lot of the cups tend to be very, very either discolored or fouled or covered in manganese coating.
Would you like the high beams video?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
All right, coming on.
Okay. Let's go ahead in. Stirred up a little bit of this.
Very, very fragile looking. Extremely thin.
Touching down and stable. I'm just gonna tilt up and see what's ahead.
Copy. Yeah.
So we're looking for nodes as well. This could potentially be a bamboo coral, but we're not going to show that yet or say that yet. So we'll take a look through the colony. You can just scan pilot along the branches. We're looking for dark
Sure.
bands.
Let me go to the left here. Tilt down.
Because it could very
You
very
look
well
along the
be
stalk
also a
for
different
dark bands.
family. I think I see them very
see
faint.
them?
Yeah, I think this is a bamboo coral. The nodes are just really, really fine.
I don't think I've seen those sclerites at the base of the polyps before.
Yeah, that's right. Video is just noting that there are what look like spines at the base of the polyp. Those would be embedded sclerites inside the tissue of the polyp that sometimes give it structure and rigidity. And sometimes the arrangement of those sclerites, whether they're in the tentacles or between the tentacles, can tell us something about its identification.
So you want to get a good view up on the base of one of those?
Yeah, as
Maximum.
you can.
Yeah, I'm going to try
you
to
can
come
see
back
on
in.
this
I
side
floated away a bit.
how they're arranged, kind of like crossed. And sometimes, based on the arrangement of the sclerites, polyps will close in a different
You can come out for
manner
a second.
or contract in a different manner.
Push up against the rock.
If they're very rigid and spiny, sometimes they won't be able to contract at all,
Yeah.
forming
It's hitting
more like
ice
mounds or
box right now.
barrels.
Yeah, I see that.
Off the toe.
Yeah. Okay, come back in video.
Yeah, so this looks like the sclerites and the base of the polyp are actually run parallel to the axis, perpendicular to the length of the polyp. It's not something I've seen very, very often, so that's kind of unique, at least in my book. But we'll send some photos to our shore team, and hopefully they can provide some context. We've seen this coral, I'd say probably 3 or 4 times so far.
Yeah.
So this could be useful character to identify which clade it might belong to. Thanks,
I'd
pilot.
recommend starting to make some track up slope when you're done here.
That sounds good.
High beams coming off.
So one thing I've
So
been wondering
lined
is,
up with the
yeah,
picture.
so
There's a
there's
bunch,
about
yeah.
half a dozen
Kinda
colonies
stays
here
centered up in my screen.
that we can see.
Great. I'm going to make
I
some
wouldn't call it
upward
rare.
progress here.
Although what we're trying to discern also is, are these whipped forms or unbranched forms also the same species as the branched ones? Because the unbranched colonies seem to be smaller. Perhaps they haven't branched yet.
Something bright purple up here.
Ah,
Ah,
yeah. Looks like maybe a sea cucumber. There's a branching. This is a stylastic.
Oh, yep. Can we zoom next to that holothurian?
sure.
A snap zoom, perhaps. This is enough.
Get the purple in the background, that'd be cool.
Okay. Yeah, we can try that. Let's go for a video.
This, I'm wondering now if there's more than,
Looks like the
well, there's definitely more than one
again.
species of Crypthelia in this area. And just the arrangement of these, the polyp part, they're not called that, but the arrangement of these
Coralites.
skeleton, is a little bit different than the one we sampled.
Can we try with your lights?
Sure.
Since I don't know if you can see it, but I can just barely see very thin tentacles. Very thin.
Oh, I don't think
Yeah,
I like that.
video is just making a note that there are some projections coming out of each of these. Oh,
Would you mind ranging down the D2 sonar to 20 meters?
there is some very thin projections coming out of this colony. Whoa.
Oh, the sea cucumber.
I am so surprised that didn't just fall off the wall.
It might. You actually
Oh,
might
he's
see it.
got
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
All right, well, crisis averted there.
Still holding on.
Oh, there he
Oh,
goes.
there he goes.
So that's fine. I was just making a notation for the shoreside scientists for when they revisit this video that this particular stylastrid looks a little bit different. But as we mentioned when we were collecting the Crypthelia the first time, that these are extremely brittle. So collecting on a slope like this may not be ideal. We're not going to collect this specimen, but it's just something to consider as we
Lights
move
are
on.
clear.
High beams off.
Video swapping out.
Thanks, Roland. And lasers back on.
Thank you. Coming back up.
We're slowly climbing. Right now, our depth is at 2,096 meters. Salinity is 34. Temperature is 3.8 degrees Celsius. Estamos subiendo lentamente. Ahora la profundidad es 2,094 metros
Kind of
y
weave back and forth
temperatura
as you come up.
3.8 grados Celsius.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, video.
Looks like a tube of something old. We're seeing all these really small glass sponges scattered along the rocks. They seem to be the most abundant organism at this site.
Looks like you're facing right on that slope there.
Yep.
Ooh, what's this? Nothing. Okay.
So it looks like
Hey,
we have reached
let's do
the
10
wall.
meters at 080.
We've gone past that ridge area.
Yeah, that's right. So we're in probably the steepest part of
Come back the other way now.
the first section of our dive between waypoints 1 and 2.
Speed pilot.
Our depth is around 2,086 meters.
Why don't you hold off at this depth for a bit?
Okay.
I don't see anything really in this area beyond just a couple of encrusting sponges that we imaged earlier.
Pilot, this is Watchley. There's something branching right to the left of the lasers. Can you zoom or snapshot that?
Well, we can do better than that. We can get a really good shot too. Coming in for it, Bob. Okay, let's go in video.
This is looks like another glass sponge, and attached to this glass sponge is a crinoid. Okay, that's good. Thanks, pilot.
Copy that. Video when you're clear.
Yeah, so I should be underway here in a minute, but when you come off, I would just stay at this depth and settle
Keep
along.
on going. Yeah.
You can settle off to port. Copy that. So we're losing pace a little bit, but once we get up on top,
Yeah,
we're
we'll
gonna
make
be
some
able
real
to,
time.
we'll be able to go a lot faster. Yeah, I think I'm moving now.
Nice.
So since we've reached this really steep wall, we haven't seen much growth.
There's something right here. You want to do a snap zoom video?
It looks like a bryozoan, possibly. Bryozoan or a hydroid, not too sure.
I can get us a closer view here. Watch it. Come out.
I probably have more zoom.
No. Come out for just a second. I'm going to put a toe in. Right there. Yeah, right there. Okay, go back in. I don't know if that helped though.
Yeah. Has such pale coloration. It's really hard to see the features. But I think that's okay. I think that's good
Okay.
footage.
Yep, video whenever you're clear.
Okay.
Oh, there's something a different color here. What is that?
Ah, looks like
Couple
something, yeah.
more mats or something.
Is that another sea cucumber to the right of the lasers? That brown, big brown thing? Or
Quick
is
zoom video. I think it's sargassum, but
it sargassum?
I'm not certain.
Ah, no, it's a sea cucumber with sargassum on top of it.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, coming out video. Did you want to zoom on this growth on the rock here?
Sure, yeah.
Come on in video. The lights might help on this one.
Okay. High beams on.
This looks like it might be a sponge. Maybe a demo sponge. I'm not sure if it's a glass sponge. But we've seen these kind of scattered along the rock faces. I think we saw a couple of these guys on yesterday's dive.
Okay. Let's come on out video. We'll make our way up a little bit.
Let's go ahead and do another 10 meters at 075.
I'm going to come up just a little bit here, Dan.
I think you're actually, kind of stay at the step until I start feeling that move, and then you can move up the slope.
Okay.
Pretty comfortable right now.
Oh, is that a little starfish there that we missed?
Yes.
Ah, there's a small little sea star. Do you see it,
I do.
Pilot? Right.
Going back in for it.
If we're too above it, that's okay.
What's that?
If you can't snap zoom it or snapshot it, that's okay.
Come on in video.
So this is our first sea star of this dive. We've seen so far a couple holothurians.
Just a second, lost my...
And this looks like another, possibly below it, maybe another stylaster, and above it, a crinoid. A stalk crinoid. And I don't know if those are bryozoans or hydroids. It's really hard, but they seem to be pretty abundant in this area.
Yeah.
Going on that, Carl.
Just a second.
If we can maybe snap zoom on the white branching.
Sure, we can do that. Okay, come on in video. Oops.
So this might be another cryptophilia. We've been seeing small colonies throughout the dive.
think I'm moving. So whenever you're ready, you can copy that. Start to move up slope. Do we want more heavy watch leads?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Thank you. So we did get some confirmation from the shore side scientists that those bushy things might be bryozoans.
Wow, that is very steep. Look at that. It's just a wall right there. You would maybe drop a target in high pack. Just say like vertical wall.
Let's see where it is.
Yeah.
There it is right here.
Oh, wow. Pretty impressive, this sea cucumber holding on to the face of this wall.
Wow.
Yeah, some strong tube feet.
Starting to get off to the port side.
Copy that.
Should come back
So
to
that's
starboard.
that's our wall right there. Watch leads.
Ah, okay.
The aft camera dropped out again.
Could we possibly snap shot on the, like, fin? Yeah, the laser's right on it.
Sure.
Not sure what that is.
Let's go ahead and video.
Huh. I'm not sure what this is exactly. Can you go from base up?
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to start coming up.
Maybe it's some type of tunicate, but we haven't seen this before. We've seen kind of those bulbous tunicates in the last couple dives, but it looks like it could be an Ascidian. Very cool.
Okay. Do you want to get a full specimen video?
Okay. That's good.
All right. Come on out.
Thank you.
Stock sponge up top.
Coming back your way. Go pilot. Okay.
Yeah, I still have maybe 2 minutes of swing.
Copy that. I'm gonna come
And
up
for
as
all
well.
those who
Okay.
are tuning in, today we are diving along the south wall of the Virgin Islands Trough or Basin. Thank you for tuning in, people who are listening in the United States, Puerto Rico, St. Croix, Japan, Germany, Colombia, at the GCFI meeting.
We got another something over here. Come on in video.
Okay, so this looks like another bamboo because you can see the nodes more clearly on this colony than the last one that we zoomed in on.
Oops. Come out slightly video.
So pilot, there is some discussion to collect that really long tunicate. So if we possibly see another one, are we in a good place to do collections?
How are you on your move?
I think we're about settled in,
Okay.
so
Okay,
pretty
We're
comfortable.
in a good place.
okay. If I see another one, I'll let you know.
Okay. So you don't want this one?
No, this is a bamboo coral, yeah.
Yeah, probably just about settled now, so you can kind of meander up the wall, see if we find another one.
Yeah, they're like long and gelatinous looking.
Okay.
I've been seeing.
High beams off.
Oh, thank you.
It'll help
Yeah.
look less dramatic.
Yeah.
And lasers on.
Oh, what is that? That long thing in the
Let's see. The fish or
right below. It's right at the bottom of the screen. That's orange or pinkish.
bottom of this?
Tilt down.
Ah, missed that. Let's go ahead and zoom in video.
What is that? Looks like
we've seen
some.
those before on the Pacific.
It looks like it could be some type of sea cucumber looking at. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, we have seen these before, right?
Yeah.
Where were we? That's a tongue or no?
Ah, this is an acorn worm. This is first for this expedition. We haven't seen one of these before. And that's the fecal trail that you're seeing. Very cool. And pilot, I actually see one of those tunicates, I believe, right above this acorn worm.
That's stock up,
Oh, in the manip.
I think. That's
Okay.
what she's talking about.
Are we good on this one?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Come on out, video. Let's take a look.
I don't know.
see. I think it's a bit above me, yeah. This guy up here. I'm totally missing it. Where is it? Oh, right here.
Yes, I believe that's, yeah, that's it right there. The long gelatinous.
Looks like we'll take a good view of it. Go ahead in video. So is this what we're looking for? Watch leads?
Yes, I believe this is the specimen we would like to collect.
Okay, come out video. Did you hit my joy lock? Are you in a comfortable position?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're pretty settled. Tony, I'm going to put Sirius camera on your lower monitor. So as we're doing this, if you don't mind keeping watching that, making sure we're not drifting.
Watch leads, what do we expect from this one? Float, sink?
Oof. I have
Real delicate, brittle?
I don't think it's going to be too delicate.
Okay.
Maybe you should try it on
But
your
it might be a floater. I'm not sure.
on your router panel, monitor 12. And then it should be like sled HD1 or something like that. There you go.
Mind if I bring
I'm gonna bring Mini
Okay.
Zeus up on this screen.
Excellent.
I'm gonna take control of both your cameras.
Okay, and hydraulics already on?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's think about this here for a second.
Let me check this out first real quick. Let's see. I'm just going to put it into my port, I think, here. But I don't know if it's going to slide all the way out.
I don't think so.
So I might have to grip it and then maybe hop up onto, or I could float. What do you think, floating or hopping up on there would be better?
Whatever you're more comfortable with.
I think floating's fine.
Okay.
So I plan to put in the port inner.
Port enter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pilot, it might be easier to snip it at the base if possible.
Sure.
Okay.
We can definitely do that. Okay.
So Tony, what this means is that he's going to clip the sample, and in order to fully extend the drawer to get the bio box open, we're actually going to have to come up off this slope, because otherwise it would hit the slope and push D2 away. So he's going to come up, and as he comes up, he's going to be mid-water, and that's when we really need you to keep an eye on, like, D2 drifting around relative to the Sirius camera. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I would wait till it's in the box and closed up. Yes.
Safely in the box.
Yep.
Completely closed up, too.
We also hold all congratulations
Yeah.
until it's in the box and closed.
For a reason.
So it's pretty small, which is good. But before you snip it, think about how you're going to grab it and how you're going to put it in the box.
Yeah.
So you want to.
I'm actually going to index in there. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to pull it this way so it lies in the box. Goes in top first. Let go.
Okay.
That is my plan anyway.
Okay.
Could we zoom in a little bit on the mini? Just a little bit there, Bob? I think I'm seeing it, but I want to make sure. Yeah, that's perfect. Right there.
Okay. So nice and slow.
Nice and slow. I'm going to get kind of over here, though.
Just not too close to the camera.
Not too close. Let's start from here. Okay. I'll float just a little bit.
Okay. So this is where Tony will help us keep an eye on D2's position.
Okay, if you want to start out, I'm just going to come back off of it. And yeah, Tony, if you keep an eye online so I don't drift too far.
So if you're going to drift, I would come up, you know, definitely well clear of the wall so that as you're stowing the sample, you don't accidentally drift back into it, right?
Sure. Yep. That's a great point.
So if you want to try to set your toe down up there, or you know,
Let's
either
we
do
can
that
go
or
from here.
Okay.
Okay. Ready when you are.
Well, we'll give it a second
Back
to
off
see.
there.
You could try putting in some autos.
You
So
think
that we
auto?
don't-
You think auto XY is going to hold here?
You could try it.
Okay.
I would just take your time. I mean, there's no rush. We'll just do it right. So auto depth is a good one to have in.
Yeah, I have that one in. Yeah.
I'm going to bring your mini Zeus down a bit.
I am. Yep.
So why don't you
I don't think auto XY is going to hold.
you give yourself a manual bump over to starboard?
You ready to open it?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that.
Great. That looks pretty good. All right. Extending the drawer.
Great.
Okay. So that warm water coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think,
Wow.
let's,
I'm going to go ahead and put it in.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can feather your jaw out to make sure it doesn't.
There we go. We got it.
Okay, ready?
Yep, go for it.
Clear?
Clear. Copy that. Yeah, I'm okay right now. Think so.
Bring your
Yeah.
mini Zeus over for stowing. Okay, that looks pretty good.
I'm happy with that. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Great.
So we've just collected a potentially unknown tunicate species in this area.
Actually, I might as well leave
The
this if we're
depth
about
right
to
now is about
transfer out.
2070 meters,
Why don't you
2070
give yourself
meters,
a bump to starboard.
rising very rapidly in this parts.
I think we're draining out, aren't we, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Give my cameras back to you. Okay. You have control.
Excellent.
That was port inner, yes. So if you want to, you should go ahead and drop a target on high pack.
That's the only sample we got. We're just kind of headed up slope. We're not making great time, but I think you're...
And then relabel that the D2 underscore whatever it is, Speco1 bio.
No, not at all.
The format should be in the notebook or on that log sheet. Can you mute your mic, Andy? You need to mute your, yeah, there you go.
Some congratulations to the front row on a successful collection from our shoreside scientists. Thanks, guys.
Bio, good. Okay. And then, yeah, I don't know who it is, but somebody's coming in. And then you just make a log in the notebook if you haven't already, and then note the port inner.
I think Fernando's, I just saw him. He's coming for you, Dan.
Great.
Are you pointed in the direction we're going?
Yeah, we're just going up slope. Everything's stable right now, so we'll get you guys switched over before
Cool.
put in a move or anything. I guess you can listen in while I explain to Fernando. But so we're just moving up slope. It's been generally like between 070 and 080. It's been pretty steep, but we're expecting it to start to flatten out a little bit, and you'll get up to like, you're not really going to hit waypoint 2, you're just going to go up the slope until you get to that contour.
Yeah.
And then you're going to, it looks like we're going to follow that contour kind of along down to the south.
So find the boundary and then write it down?
Yeah, waypoint 3 is like way off screen. It's way down here somewhere. So
Okay.
you can check in with Watchley to see where they want to go. But yeah, it's been pretty steep. We just had like a complete vertical shear wall.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that. Everything's been working fine. Joylock's fine. The only thing is that that camera has been dropping out still.
Yeah.
And it's, if I, cycle power, it tends to come back on pretty reliably. So
Folks
let
on
it
the
sit
shore
for like
side,
a
we're
little
just
bit
doing a
before you
quick
turn it back
pilot
on.
change here, and we'll be on our
Alright,
way
sounds
as soon
good.
as they're settled in.
Yeah, everything should be set. Sorry?
All right, Washleads, you have a new pilot. So I see we just saw a sample. I'm just going to keep going the path we were going. If you see anything, per usual, just let me know, and I'll get views on it.
That sounds great, pilot. The previous pilot pretty much had things spot on, so we'll just do what he said.
Great.
Pilot,
Hey, co-pilot, how are you? How do you have me?
I have you loud and clear. What about you?
I have you good too?
All right.
Navigator?
Pilots, video. Good afternoon.
Video, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
So while we're starting to make some progress, we just collected a specimen, a tunicate,
Fernando, I'm going to
a
slowly
stalked colonial tunicate, which
come
was
Okay.
unknown to our shoreside scientists as well
get
as
some looks.
us here on the ship. We are substantially deeper than we've been in the past few days, so it's not unusual to see different organisms that are a little bit difficult to identify or may not be well described in this area.
10 degrees. Yeah.
Okay. Turning.
So over the course of this dive, we're going to be collecting specimens at opportunistic intervals. And once we recover the vehicles, we'll be doing a bit of sample processing, which includes everything from photographing the specimen
08.
to examining the
090.
specimen for associates and other small microorganisms that have